Hello everyone, Namaste. Welcome to my channel, VPK Nutrition, Mind Body Healing with Pushpa. Today we'll be talking all about diet and lifestyle that we need for a healthy spring season. Stay tuned. Welcome back everyone. Today's episode, I'm going to be talking about seasonal regimen or RITUCHARYA, which is described in Ayurveda. Now today happens to be Holi that I'm recording this, and so this marks the beginning of spring. So when we think of spring, we think of beautiful flowers, colorful flowers coming up, with looking at all the beautiful birds singing, and also the snow from the winter and the ice. If you live in a cold climate, you see that melting, and then we get more warmth and heat, and the temperature gets better in the springtime. So we're all looking forward to that spring because it gives you a new rejuvenation. Now again, the problem with that is, again, as we transition from one season to the next, the environment changes so much, and so does our body. So we start responding to that with allergies and poor digestion and other problems. So that's what we'll talk about today. And so Ayurveda says yada pinde tada brahmande. So whatever you see in the individual is what you see in the universe. So we adapt to the changing climate and change our lifestyle and our diet accordingly, then we can also remain healthy during the season and have a smooth transition. So what happens in spring is, as the heat starts to increase and some drying starts to happen in the body. So when that happens, if there's a fluid built up or whatever, congestion, then this starts to melt, and this starts manifesting as allergies, sneezing, coughing, things like that. So a lot of people, what they do is they try to suppress these allergies. But really speaking, we should allow nature to take its course and go through that, so that, because this is nature's way of cleansing itself and cleansing your body. So again, when the diet comes, you can always adopt a lot of things in the diet that will help you with the process. Now, the first thing you have to remember is digestion. I've always mentioned digestion is the most important in Ayurveda, more than the actual food itself. So what happens here is that digestion is not very high. The digestion is kind of moderate. So naturally, you want to pick foods that are easily digestible, which are light in nature. And again, this is the Kapha melting season, so you want to pick some foods that are pacify the Kapha in the body. So let's get into diet one by one. First important thing is pick light and digestible foods. Number two, we look at the taste. So bitter, pungent, and astringent taste. Now, for those who don't know what these are, I have talked a lot about the tastes, the 6 tastes in Ayurveda in previous videos, and I will put the link in the description box. Please go back and watch them so you get more, get a better idea of what those things are. Now, the third thing is avoid tastes like sweet, salty, and sour, because these have water element in them, and so they could make it very heavy and hard to digest. Fourth thing is, let's look at the foods itself. So first of all, when we take the grain group, we want to, and again, this is said in Ashtanga Hridayam chapter 3, they talk about picking old barley and wheat and things like that, which are easier to digest. Again, basmati rice is something that you can have, that we get at the stores, and these can actually be sauteed a little bit dry, fried, roasted a little bit, so actually makes it a little bit easier to digest. Then you can also use other smaller grains like amaranth and quinoa and millet and things like that that we are used to nowadays. Now, the second thing was legumes. Now, the legumes again are astringent in nature. They have the drying effect. So first one of easily digested is moong dal. Then you can pick chickpeas and rajma, which is red kidney beans, black-eyed peas, and then some lentils. And all of these things are drying in nature. Of course, if you have problems with gas and bloating, you want to be a little bit more cautious as how much you eat of those. Of course, eating spices will help you digest them better. And then the third thing is fruits. Now, at this time, you would want to eat some fruits because it is getting warmer, and fruits make you feel, give you that energy and sweet taste in the mouth. Again, fruits, the smaller the fruits, like the berries, strawberries, blueberries, blackberries, all of these are good. Apples and pears are a little bit drying in nature. Again, pomegranate is very good. Remember, wherever you live, pick the fruits in season. As far as the juicy fruits, try to avoid those, like the oranges, and also bananas may be a problem. And again, the melons and cantaloupe, honeydew, watermelon, all of these things are too much water in them, so definitely want to limit those, keep those for the summer. And again, oranges or orange juice, I already mentioned those. So these are some things to avoid. And again, dates are very heavy, coconuts can be heavy, so again, limit those as well. So vegetables, again, we would pick more of the bitter vegetables like the greens, mustard greens, collard greens, kale, spinach, chard. And then again, you can also pick vegetables like peppers, which are also bitter in nature and pungent. And then onions, garlic, those are good. And then again, radishes are also drying. They have a astringent property in them, whether it's white radish, the mooli we call it, or and then of course the red radishes. So these are all some good vegetables to eat during this season. Fourth thing is, of course, we'll look at dairy products. Dairy products, again, yogurt and cheeses can be very heavy in nature, so that could not be easily digested. Of course, you can do the buttermilk that I've talked about, where you can beat it up with water and some spices and have it again during the daytime. Now, the Kapha time is actually 6 to 10 in the morning and 6 to 10 in the evening. So even the time of day is divided into Vata, Pitta and Kapha. So the Kapha time is morning, so you don't want to eat very heavy foods in the morning or at night time. That's why you avoid yogurt both in the morning as well as at night time. And then, of course, the fifth thing to think about is fats and oils. Again, limit that also, because the digestion is not optimal, then it's very hard to digest those heavy things in your diet. Then again, if you're a person who eats meat, again, meat can be very heavy and difficult to digest. So if at all you eat meat, it would be more like eggs or some chicken and turkey, like poultry. And then, of course, freshwater fish. And again, smaller quantities, definitely, or avoid as much as possible. And of course, one thing that would really help with your digestion at this point is drinking warm water and also herbal teas. Herbal teas like ginger lemon tea, you can get those tea bags from the store, or you can just add a few pieces of ginger and some lemon juice and drink it that way. And then, of course, you can also have like honey water. You can add a little bit honey to that as well, or you can make these herbal teas like CCF tea, cumin, coriander, fennel tea, and then you can get dandelion tea, which is a little bit of a drying nature. So these are some things that you can try as far as diet is concerned. So now let's talk about lifestyle. Again, when it comes to lifestyle, Ayurveda gives you a whole day's routine called Dinacharya. Now, I'll make a different video on that. But for today, I just want to talk about the spring season and how we can adapt. Of course, first thing in the morning, we always brush our teeth. And remember to do the tongue scraping with a metal scraper, whether it is a stainless steel or copper. You can get those at the store, at the Whole Foods or on Amazon. And you can just do that, because that removes a lot of the microtoxins that we hold in the tongue. This is the coating in the tongue. It can be removed doing that. And then, of course, when you take a shower, we want to do a little bit of warm oil massage, sesame oil massage, which will calm down the Vata if there is a problem with digestion and Vata is a problem. And of course, take a hot water bath after that. Now, again, ideally, it recommends doing it every day. Of course, if you're not able to, and of course, in winter, it is very important, but definitely in the spring, at least a couple of times a week would be helpful, just to give that calmness. And the third thing that you can do is Udvartan, or taking some dried chickpea flour and putting that on your body, because it serves as an exfoliant and also to remove any excess moisture in the body and makes your body feel a little lighter. So we used to do that for babies, but now this is something anybody can do. And then the fourth thing, of course, is exercise. This is very important. We want to get moving because that helps with digestion, it helps with elimination and all of those things. Now, the 6 to 10 in the morning is a Kapha time. I told you when you're feeling a little sluggish, probably the best time to get started with exercise. If you can go for a walk or run, or whatever you're used to doing, whatever you're medically able to do, definitely do that in the morning, or do it in the evening between 6 and 10 because it's the same Kapha time again to get you a little bit active. Then the fifth thing, of course, if you're used to doing yoga, Surya Namaskaram is very invigorating, the 12 poses. And if you're used to doing that, you can do about 3 rounds. It'll take about 10 minutes. You can start your day with that, and that will be great for the body. Hope you enjoyed today's episode, and I've shared a lot of tips for diet and lifestyle to spring into spring and remain healthy. So please try some of these things for this week. At least try to pick one thing from whatever I said and try to follow it for the whole week, because consistency is always the key. Again, when it comes to clothes, Ayurveda even says dress in nice bright orange, yellow, pink colors just to go along with the vibrant nature around us. And of course, as you get to summer, you can always tone down the colors to more whites and blues and greens. So have a wonderful week ahead. Listen to your body, observe your mind, and help yourself.